on BBC Question Time, they had Jeremy Corbyn on, they had Boris Johnson on to talk about their positions and the upcoming elections in the UK, December 12th, okay? And the way BBC Question Time works, at least on this special episode, they didn't have a panel as they do usually. This time it was more that the candidate comes on the stage and they are asked a bunch of questions by people in the audience. When Jeremy Corbyn was being asked a question, I recognized the face of this guy, and I wasn't the only one who recognized the face of this guy. Now, what I'm about to show you is quite astounding. And you guys, I mean, you can't make this up. You really can't make this up. This guy, the candidate for the Conservative Party in Hessel in the East Riding of Yorkshire. Now, the problem is, yesterday wasn't his first time on BBC Question Time. Matter of fact, it was the 5th time this guy has been in the audience. The 5th time he has been a plant in the audience, and I've got all the clips to prove it to you. I went and I got all of them one by one. All right? This is ranging from 2017 until 2019. Okay? This is unbelievable. Just take a look.
Henry, the man in the white shirt there.
Absolutely. I mean, even if we accept that it's 50 billion pounds, it's a fact whether you voted Remain or...
The man up there on the gangway.
I'm so sick of people saying that we can't intervene because every intervention is a disaster. I had friends in Syria who watched every month.
You in the white shirt there.
I first like to say, I know Gina gets a lot of slack for it, but I actually admire the fact that although
on YouTube with Ruth Smith, particularly, because I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt in terms of maybe...
This guy has been on November 2017, then he was on again this year in January, April 2018, November 2017, and then last night. This was last night. What the hell is going on here? And the BBC have never disclosed that he has been on for the 5 times and that he's also a member of the Conservative Party. Not once. Never disclosed that. This is random people have found this out and put this information together. What is that? That's some shady shit. You can't justify that. You can't tell me that this guy isn't a plant. Okay? This is messed up. This is messed up. I'm going to show you what he said yesterday to Jeremy Corbyn, okay? I'm going to show you in a second. But I don't know if you noticed real quickly in one of the clips that I showed you where he was saying, I'm so sick of people saying that we can't intervene. This guy was basically advocating for bombing Syria and saying, I have friends in Syria. Yeah, sure you do, buddy. Yeah. Just like this is your first time on BBC Question Time. Yeah. Go to hell. Okay, go to hell. Just warmongering on national TV like it's nothing. I'm so sick of people saying that we can't bomb brown people. We should be able to do that. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's take a look at what he told Jeremy Corbyn last night, all right?
I look at a video on YouTube with Ruth Smith, particularly, because I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt in terms of maybe people are doing it in your name and not supported by you. But I look at a video of Ruth Smith online where she was in a press conference with you. And basically, Ruth Smith, a Jewish MP, was heckled out of that press conference. It's online, it's on YouTube. And there you are at the end of the press conference, chatting happily to that same heckler. I don't buy this whole nice old grandpa. I see that video, and that tells me all I need to know. And I'm terrified for my daughters, because I see what you did in that video. And I don't understand how you can say you stand up for human rights and free speech when that's how you support a Labour MP at a Labour press conference. I think it's disgraceful.
Nobody should suffer any abuse in public life or privately. Clear.
Watch the video.
Nobody should suffer abuse, and many women Labour MPs, Ruth Smith included, and others, have suffered the most unbelievable levels of abuse. And it was a Labour MP, Jo Cox, who was murdered because she stood up in public life. I simply say to you that bad behaviour, misogynism, racism in any form is absolutely not acceptable in any form whatsoever in my party or in our society.
Then why then why, and it's online, why were you talking happily and with a smile on your face to that same heckler when she's been heckled in tears out of the press conference? Why would Labour MPs, female MPs, need bodyguards at Labour conference? I just don't understand it, but it seems like we're not going to come to an agreement.
I've had many conversations with Ruth Smith since then. The
She's left the
gentleman
party.
concerned I'd known for many years, and I did say hello to him as I left the meeting, as you would somebody you'd
Go and
known
look
as
at the
well.
video,
And
Mr.
also,
Corbyn.
you don't know what was said between us.
Go and look at the video, Mr. Corbyn. and see
Okay,
if it's-
thank you.
I mean, do you take anything this guy says seriously? He's a plant. We found him out. This is his 5th time on the show pretending to be a member of the audience, and he's always wearing the same shirt. It's unbelievable. He always has this white shirt on. It's like he doesn't even try to, disguise himself or something. What's happening to Jeremy Corbyn in the UK media makes Bernie Sanders' media blackout look like a joke. Okay, what they're doing to Bernie Sanders in the United States is a joke compared to what's happening to Jeremy Corbyn. I'm serious. If you understand, if you watch UK media, if you're following what's going on, you would know that they are going easy on Bernie Sanders. They are trying to smear him, and they've been trying to get him out of the party. They've been marginalizing him for years. So just like you've seen in the United States where the Democratic Party has been marginalizing Bernie Sanders and trying to, they snatched the nomination from him last time, right? They worked against him. The DNC was an arm of Hillary Clinton against Sanders. So the progressive wing led by Bernie Sanders is marginalized within the same party, within the Democratic Party, okay? And it's the same thing with Jeremy Corbyn. They tried to oust him a few years ago with a vote of no confidence. They've been trying to get him for a long time now, okay? Because this guy is, once again, too progressive, okay? He's too socialist for them. And the Labour Party, what it used to be, a neoliberal party, okay? So just like the Democratic Party, they're Clintonites, the Labour Party are Blairites, Tony Blair, okay? And Jeremy Corbyn is not from the same wing as Tony Blair. He's not a neoliberal. Okay, he's a progressive, he's a socialist, whatever you want to call him. You can call him a Marxist. They did in the audience. It doesn't matter. He's not of the same wing. So you have a big movement within the party to try to get him out. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these allegations and smears have been coming from the party itself. Never mind the Tories, because the Tories are trying to use it now too. As you just saw, this guy is a member of the Conservative Party, in the Conservative press, in the Parliament. If you watch the parliamentary debates and PM's questions, they always go after Corbyn for this. Okay, but I would suspect that a lot of it is coming from within the party itself, and they can't attack him on policy. I mean, the only thing that they've been trying to attack him on is that, how can we vote for you if you don't have a clear position on Brexit? Because Corbyn doesn't want to take a position. He's neither for nor against. He's basically like, I'm going to give you the choice again. Y'all can vote, and then I'm going to execute whatever you vote for, which is the unbiased position. They're attacking him for that. And other than that, they can't really say anything, because what we've seen for the last 9-10 years under a Conservative government is austerity. They've been cutting social benefits. They've been underfunding the NHS. It's a disaster. They lost so many police officers. So they're in such a huge shortage of nurses. And they fumbled Brexit. 3 years of bullshit, unelected prime ministers. So they can't really go after Corbyn on policy. So they have to go after him with these smears, right? They will go after you with these smears. That's all they got. And anyway, I think this plant in the audience is emblematic of the corruption that you have in the political system and also in the mainstream media. Because yes, even though the BBC is funded by the government, it doesn't make a difference. It's still mainstream media. It's the BBC. And we saw something similar in the US. You guys remember when one of the first town halls that Bernie Sanders did this year, I think it was at CNN, there was this student from Harvard who got up and she was like, my parents fled Soviet Russia. You're a communist, Bernie Sanders. She's basically accusing him of wanting to turn the United States into like a gulag or something. This completely ridiculous fear-mongering, red-baiting, McCarthyist nonsense. And it turns out that she was also a plant. We've seen this happen before. This is not something exclusive to the US or the UK. They do this all the time when they want to smear candidates. All right, this is nothing new. And matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they prepare for this. I mean, they're not stupid, man. These campaigns, they know that the audience is going to have plants in there. And someone did the same thing. If you watch the whole question time, someone in the audience said the same thing, like, oh my God, you're a socialist and a communist. They they love using the smear, even though it's completely ridiculous. So always watch out, always pay attention to the questions, and always be skeptical of the audience. Matter of fact, you would be stupid not to be skeptical of the audience and the mainstream media. Okay? Always be skeptical.